Hello guys, it's Pep from Pep back at it again, and today we are here finally with the first deck list with the Supreme King. I hope and I think there will be a lot of this. So this is the first one, is you may have seen from the thumbnail, it's not about evil heroes, and so I hope you enjoyed it. This was one of the, actually I climbed through from Platinum rank 6 to Legend rank 2, and this is the deck list that I used. But before jumping right into it guys, just a quick reminder, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So of course, with the Supreme King Jaden as a character, and the skill I've chosen for this first deck list is Supreme King's Castle Revelation. So this can be used by revealing one polymerization or one fusion spell card. In this case we're using Dark Fusion, and when you have no field spell on your field and you just play this card from outside your deck, and can only be used once per duel, but there are no limitations, no requirements about the life points or turn, so it's pretty cool. What does this thing? So this thing is our OTK machine for Purgatrio, and not only for that. So basically the first effect, we do not care about the first effect, because this means that all the evil hero fusion monsters that needs Dark Fusion can be summoned even with standard fusion card like polymerization, for example. But we're not focusing on evil heroes right now. The effect we are looking for is the second one. Once per turn during damage calculation, if your field type monsters battle an opponent's monster, you can send one evil hero monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard to make it gain 200 per the level of the monster you send. So this can be up to 1600 considering the level hero that we got, and the highest level among the evil hero fusion monsters that we have is 8. So 8 times 200 is 1600. That's the boost. Imagine now a Purgatrio with the 1600 boost and the A-list boost. So this is the deck list I came up with. So let's start from the deck list. Actually, we've got A-listed Invoker with his invocation, of course. This is what we can use according to the ban list. Then we've got Triple King of the Swamp. Triple King of the Swamp is really useful, as well as the Dark Axial Fusion and Versago the Destroyer. Keep in mind guys that if you have another the Dark Axial Fusion, you can definitely use it. You can definitely use a second copy instead of Versago. You know, you can just use any substitute material. I only have one the Dark, so that's why I only put one into the deck list. And so we got 5 substitute material that keep in mind can count as Alistair. Then we've got Fortune Fairy N. Why? Because we needed something that take care of back rows and had to be fire attribute. So we do not have to rely only on Blazeman to have our fire attribute. So and also with N, you've got also the chance to special summon her on the field, so that you can also use the effect of the Dark if you didn't use your normal summon yet. So pretty cool. Then we've got Triple Blazeman that on summon will add the only poly we've got, and Keeper of Dragon Magic. Why? Because our little guy right here can add on summon, you can discard a card and add either a polymerization or a fusion normal spell card. And look at this. This is a normal fusion spell card, right? Exactly. So Keeper of Dragon Magic is our way to access faster to the Dark Fusion. And then you can also recycle a monster that is listed on a fusion monster. In this case, the only monster that we got is Alistair, so you can recycle an Alistair from the grave. That can be useful sometimes, you know, for our multiple combos with the poly and then invocation. And then what we got next? We've got, of course, double Dark Fusion, Maybe 3 could just be too much because we play the Keeper of Dragon Magic. I guess you can just play 3 of this and maybe only 1 and use the other semi-limited slot for something else. But I still do not have farmed my Supreme King until the level 38 to get the third Dark Fusion. That's why I played it this way. And then last but not least, Necro Fusion as a defense and has, you know, as another way to summon our boys. Now, let's go to the extra deck, because here comes the fun part. As you can see right here, we do not need the Structure deck. So, don't get me wrong, I already bought 1 copy, but I didn't use any. As you can see, there's no card. Of course, guys, if you already bought the extra deck, what I suggest to do is to replace the Wild Cyclone Heavy Hero with the Malicious, with the other level 8. Actually, it is in the extra deck only because it is a fire type, so it can be a good thing, you know, to have a couple of level 8 instead of level 6 and level 8. That's the only thing, but it's not needed. And so the Evil Heroes actually cannot be special summoned in any way. But if you play instead this guy, the Evil Hero Malicious Fiend, and you play it like that, you can actually summon this guy, because we've got as Evil Hero Malicious Edge, we got any of the substitute material, and then we can use either a Purgatrio or an Archfiend's Manifestation, that is a fiend, to summon our Evil Hero Malicious Fiend. And this can be actually pretty easy to do thanks to Necrofusion. So let's suppose you're later in the duel and you already had summoned your Archfiend Manifestation or 1 Purgatrio, and now your opponent got rid of that and it's in the graveyard. If you have access to your Necrofusion, you can just fuse that Purgatrio or that Archfiend's Manifestation alongside with your substitute material to go into a Malicious Fiend, so keep in mind that. Of course, we got double Purgatrio, that's the whole, you know, the whole purpose of the deck. And then we've got 2 monsters pretty strong as our turn 1 play. So, you know, we do not have any defense at all, so we need to have strong turn 1, or at least decent turn 1 to endure the second turn of our opponent. How can we do that? We have 2 ways. We can have our Blazeman on summon together with a substitute material, so that we can go in Dark Cavalry and have, you know, that targeting negation that is so strong. And then the second play is Caliga, that can be in so many ways that you cannot even imagine. It can just be these 2 guys with the polymerization, it can just be these 2 guys with the polymerization, these 2 guys, these 2 guys, these 2 guys. So it can be whatever you want, even Alistair and the Keeper of Dragon Magic. So as long as you have Alistair or a substitute material and any dark monster, that can be another Alistair or one of these substitute material or one of the Keeper of Dragon Magic, you have access to Caliga. Why Caliga is a strong turn 1? Because once you have Caliga on the field, your opponent is forced to use only 1 effect and then nothing else. So after 1 effect activated, your opponent cannot activate any other effects for the rest of the turn. Keep in mind that this thing also applies to you. So if your opponent does not get rid of Caliga and you start your 3rd turn with Caliga on the field, you are actually trapped in that 1 effect per turn as well. So guys, that was all. Enjoy the replays, seeing how Purgatrio just beat everything with the super boost. It's actually pretty fun deck to play. Pure fusion, you know, this kind of decks, it's just my type of decks. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed this as well. And of course, guys, I know you're about to ask me this, so I try to anticipate you. You're gonna ask me what replacement can you use for Blazeman. If you farm your Supreme King, guys, you can definitely put a 3rd Dark Fusion, maybe get rid of the Keeper of Dragon Magic and use instead a couple of Bion, because these are semi-limited as well, But then you anyway need to put in a hero monster, you know, to use its effect, so keep in mind that this could be one replacement. So guys, that was all for the explanation. I hope you enjoyed it, and we can jump right into the replays. So this was my rank up duel actually to Legend Rank 2, and so is him to begin, and he just has a set card, and this is a Fireking deck. So I've got actually so many plays right here, because thanks to King of the Swamp I can just discard it to add a poly, keep in mind that. So I decided to begin with the Keeper to add the Dark Fusion, but of course Arbara negates that. But I'm not done, so King of the Swamp to add the poly, and then in this I first activate the effect to get my Supreme King's castle out, and now with the poly, keep in mind you have basically the chance of summoning anything you want. You can go into Cavalry, because we got Dark Magician and the Warrior. You can go into Purgatrio, Alistair and Fire. You can go into Kaliga, Alistair and Dark. You can go into Archfiend Manifestation, Summoned Skull and Dark Monster. And what else? Is there anything else we can summon? No, they are all the 4 monsters basically. So Polymerization, I decided to go into my Purgatrio. So I just had lethal, but it was a little bit, you know, I had to care a little bit more because of this set card. He tricked me into triggering his Destiny Draw. Look at this baboose with the Purgatrio and the Havel Hero sent to the grave. Destiny Draw, of course, but he decided to go for Lightning Vortex, not the best choice, but he discarded the Kite Droid, so he hoped that I won't have draw into any monster, but I draw Invocation, and even if I do not have Alistair, guys, you know how this works. Invocation can just use any of the substitute material to go into the second Purgatrio, and so at this point, one Kite Rod is just not enough. Second duel here in a 3-win streak. It's him to begin, Trapnui right here, I guess. So double set and a set monster, I just decided to set that, then Alistair to add Invocation. What a bad player, why doing this? There was no point at all, but okay, I guess it's fine. King of the Swamp to add Poly, then Supreme King, Castle Revelation, because we got the Poly. Keep in mind you can use this either with Poly or Dark Fusion, then first summon Polymerization into Dark Manifestation, and then Invocation to lock him behind Kaliga's effect. So then Invocation effect to recover, to recycle my Alistair, and we're chilling. Of course, it turns out it is that. And why did I do this? Because I wanted to make sure to have a fire type in the grave. I was afraid that next turn it would have been able to somehow, maybe discarding a card with a Geki break, to have this and another zombie type monster to use the effect and banish both, so that I won't have had any fuel, any fire type fuel for my Purgatrio. So that's why I did this, and instead he just set a monster, and here was one of the worst misplay I've ever had. I forgot about my Kaliga, and using the effect of N had 2 bad consequences. The first one is that because you use the first effect to summon her, you do not have to activate, you cannot activate the second effect of popping the set card. That was actually my first purpose, my original purpose, but I cannot do it because of Kaliga. After one effect, done, I cannot do anything else. And the second bad consequence about this is that now I have my field clogged and I cannot summon my Alistair to go into my lethal Purgatrio play. So this was just a mistake, keep in mind that, guys. And so now we can go into his summon right here with the zombie skull, then summoning the Shogun Saga, and now he understood that he has to get rid of Kaliga, and this is exactly what he did. But now we have free slot, we can go into Alistair, Invocation, and we can get rid of that. We could have summoned our keeper and add Dark Fusion to go into Purgatrio, into an untargetable Purgatrio, but I thought that my priority was to get rid of that Spectre's Ward in the grave. So Purgatrio is here, Invocation to recycle, and now we can just swing in, but it's got Ballista Squad to get rid of actually the correct one, the Manifestation, because Manifestation into a direct attack plus Alistair is lethal, but the mistake he made was to summon the Canadia even in attack position. It's not enough to resist a Purgatrio with Alistair and Supreme King's Castle. There you go, 5300 attack with piercing damage, not needed in this case, but there you go, that's how Purgatrio is unstoppable. Here I was in my second win streak, against a 6 win streak, another Trapnui. Let's see what we got here. So it's got Samurai's Call, sending to always the perfect opening, a couple of sets. He has already the Spectre's Void in the grave. So I had my Dark Fusion in my hand, so I used the skill, then Dark Fusion just as soon as I can to go into Purgatrio, set card, and then Keeper of Dragon Magic. I went in for the Purgatrio, he uses Canadia, but I think he did not know he couldn't do on Purgatrio. He thought he could just Canadia my Purgatrio. But I could just, you know, go all in and do some damage on that skull. I actually feel safe because I have my Necrofusion here, so I should be fine. So he goes with all the stuff because he draw Gozuki, of course, so he gets to send the Solitaire and do the whole combo. So Coral Dragon to get rid of the Purgatrio, I don't know why, so then he attacks into that. But my Necrofusion saves the day into another Purgatrio, so just in case he attacks, I also have my you know, my boost, and there you go. It turns out that Trap is nothing, and that's how you do it. Purgatrio plus a Supreme King's Castle Revelation. The for this one is against the Gaia player, Dragon Knight Path. So it's got, of course, the full combo, the complete combo in his hand. So of course we can just move quickly right here into his Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons, a couple set as well. So I decided to start with my Keeper of Dragon Magic to add the Dark Fusion, but I miss my fire type attribute, so I cannot go into the Purgatrio. I have to go into Archfiend Manifestation, that's good as well. Then here's the effect. I do not know if it was aware that it couldn't target my Summoner's Skull, but I was fine. I actually baited him to go into the battle phase so that he actually didn't use the effect to target my trap card, my set card. That was the purpose. Then I could just swing in with my Archfiend Manifestation, a 3k beater untargetable, and he just coped because he couldn't do a thing. So once that he cannot pop my monster, is actually scoped, and I even had something in my graveyard, something in my set cards. I got my Necrofusion for another summon, and I got my my Alistair as well, so I was chilling. Interrupting a 5 win streak, another Gaia player if I'm not wrong. Let's see him to begin, the Dragon Knight spot. There you go, was right. So Galloping Gaia with all this stuff. He has, let's see if he has the full combo. He has not, actually. So just a set monster. Let's see what we got. Fortune Fairy and the perfect pick right here. So got rid of one of the set card, then Alistair to add Invocation, and he used Book of Moon on that. I don't know why, don't ask me that. So, but look at this, we can just use King of the Swamp to add a Polymerization, then first use the Supreme King's Revelation, then Polymerization into the first Purgatrio, and then and only then Invocation into the second Purgatrio, banishing card from the grave. There you go, we even have to recycle our Alistair back to our hand by sending the Invocation back to the deck, and he just cooped before me attacking. So keep in mind to just take into account the insane amount of damage I would have been able to deal. It's insane. Last but not least, we've got Yummy Yugi. Let's see with what 30 card deck. So I decided to start just with this as my first, as my turn 1. So it is another Fireking. He attacks into that. I tried to use my effect, but he could negate that with Arvada, destroying another Arvada. We're fine because we got Dark Fusion with Fairy and Purgatrio untargetable, but he's got the Floodgate. I can't believe he's got the Floodgate. So I decided to use the key, summon the Keeper, and add another Dark Fusion, you know, and then Keeper of Dragon magic effect now to summon back the Invoker. And we're not done yet, because now we have the Invoker and a Fire-type monster. We can go again back to back with another untargetable invoked Purgatrio. I went in, and now guys, if he didn't have this was lethal, my boys. So keep in mind, this is 1700 of difference plus 1600 of boost. It's 2300 plus 1800. It's 4100. That was more than lethal. So I decided to go with this. I decided to get rid of that, not only because I wanted to get rid of this annoying effect of negating my monsters effect, but also because now popping that in this situation will not have allowed him to summon any monster from the graveyard, because he has no target. So yeah, just to draw and nothing else, I draw Alistair to add an invocation, but I cannot go into a Purgatrio because I only play 2 in this build. So I had to go with the Caliga just to stop him from any monsters effect, annoying monsters effect, and I could just go into my Purgatrio kicking in. I was not, you know, worried about his Destiny draw because I have my Caliga. So field spell activate, Fireking Island to pop the Garnix he already has. So then he summons this, but he cannot do anything. And now look at this, how good Caliga is. Garnix effect to special summon himself, and then nothing else. Caliga says no thank you, just one effect, so he cannot pop anything. I can just swing in with my Purgatrio, boost up as hell. There you go, my boys, that's how you do it. Supreme, really supreme combo right here. So guys, that was all for the replays. I'm sorry I couldn't find any other type of decks, no RPs nor onomats. I'm sorry for that, but I actually wanted to you know, upload these as soon as I could. I waited a whole day trying to find the best replays, and this was the best I came up with. So I hope you enjoyed, of course. Hope you enjoyed all the explanation and the commentary on duels. Feel free to ask me whatever you want in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.